Station Cafe for the last 12 months now. I've been employed by Derwent College for 15 years.
We decided to approach Derwent College, who are one of our railway customers, and they were pleased to carry on after a brief interlude, reopened the cafe. And since then it has developed enormously.
Derwent is a charity and we're not about making lots and lots of money. As you know, we make a little profits. What you're seeing Nadine doing then, she wasn't able to do when she first came to me. So since she's been working with me for 2 terms, her confidence has grown, whereas now she can serve customers by herself. There's lots of places at the Derwent to go and visit, which we're now informing the public about. It also educates the public as well as to what students with learning difficulties can do, rather than looking at what oh, they've got a disability or a learning difficulty, they can't do that. I love my job, I love working for Derwent College, and I love working with 7D Travel as well. Win-win.
The idea is to try and get enough funding to purchase the building, but it's not solely 7D's baby, so to speak, it's a group. The idea is to get the community involved. Three Parishes Big Local have joined us, and obviously we are grateful for their help and expertise, and hopefully we'll be able to provide a source of grants and funding if we were fortunate enough, the group were fortunate enough to purchase the buildings.
I've just been on the allotment now for about 4 years. I'm one of the newer generation, even though I'm an old one. There is 18 plots on here. Most of them, as you can see, are well kept and well cultured. You can only have an allotment if you're part of St Martin's Parish. It's £20 for a full allotment and it's 18 for a half allotment. This is a raised bed. This is for a person in a wheelchair. We were looking for funding to try and do a new orchard, and they put me in touch with the Three Parishes through the Cube. Big Local paid for the seating and all the grass that we've got, and the Parish Council give us £600 to get 2 machines. The idea behind the orchards was this here was a big mound at one time, and it was just full of brambles and it was just all unkept. So we decided that we were going to get rid of the mound, take all the brambles back, which we have done, flatten it out and make it into an orchard. We have 18 trees here. When they become mature, there'll be loads of fruit on them, aren't they? So we can't eat it all, so it'll be given out to anybody that wants it.
This is known locally as Arthur's Pond. It was back in the early 20th century where they used to dig the clay out to make the bricks to build the houses, and the hole that they left became the pond. The Carp Project is because the carrots are grown up there and the carp swim in here. Together, I think it's just they complement each other because they share the car park, people belong to both, and just working together to keep this area of the village a very pretty place to be. Carp have applied for 2 small grants from the Big Local for the orchard that is on the carrot side, and what we've just got money for here is to renew the notice boards. We've also just bought some waders and a rake because, as you see, there's rather a lot of weed on here, so the fishermen get together usually on a Thursday evening, a few of them in waders, some big rakes, and just pull the weeds to the side. We've also going to buy another safety float. There's fish that big, carp, definitely carp and perch. I'm not sure what the other ones are because I don't actually fish here. We've got some extra money in the funds to restock it, yes. Summer's evening, nobody around, and it's absolutely beautiful, and it's a peaceful place to be.
It started in Australia 10, 12 years ago, literally by a bunch of blokes getting in their shed, getting together to do something rather than just hang around at home after being redundant or widowed or just literally been lonely. We got money for this construction off a local charity, the Hilton Jones Trust. She came to see us. We explained what we were, what we did, how the charity works, and she wrote the cheque there and then for £6,332.32p. We managed to keep under budget, but we did it all ourselves, you see. We didn't pay any labour. The designs came out of our collective heads. We didn't have any drawings for it. We didn't apply for a while, and then eventually we went to see Bridget in Oswestry, and we applied, and Bridget helped us with that. And fortunately they give us £2,300. We're making a toilet with it, and a store shed at the back. We're helping out people where we can in the community. John's been turning some spindles for the backs of chairs. We're in the middle of making a wheel of fortune for a local fete. There's a lot of skills in the shed. The guy John who does electronics, and there's Chris who did all the wiring. There's Alan who's a metal fabricator, steel fabricator, you know. John's a joiner, I'm a chippy. It's taken off far more than I thought it would. And it is doing what it says on the tin. People are turning up, you know.
Through the big local, we were asked if we would like to set up a children's savings scheme in school, and so the FAIRshare Credit Union came in and did some training with the children on how to run a bank and how to manage money. We have to follow the proper banking regulations. We've signed confidentiality agreements. The children have had to apply for the positions within the bank. We've had to allocate positions based on who we think is suitable for the different roles. A representative from FAIRshare came and talked to children about the different roles, and so they had a full understanding of what they were applying for. Then members of staff within the school interviewed them to see who was suitable for the different jobs. The manager and the cashiers were the really popular roles. We've had lots of input from credit union coming in, doing the training and talking about money and managing money. So the children have seen it as part of an everyday part of school. They are running the bank themselves. And because the bank is being run by children, for children, I think that's why we've got a lot of interest from the other children in the school. And the whole idea of teaching children and adults to be responsible with their money and teaching them the value of saving, I think it's a really valuable lesson. They haven't seen it as a lesson in school. They feel that they are taking part in something that is real. A lot of our school values are being addressed through this scheme. Once it becomes a regular part of school, that will be the challenge, is to maintain the interest with the children.
We started 5 years ago in September because we wanted to just create more things in the village for the girls to do. So we started with a full unit of 18. Our numbers have dropped slightly in between, but generally we don't go below 12. We have our programme that we work to, our roundabout programmes. We have Look, Learn, Laugh, Love. We approached them and asked what funding was available. We wanted our flag. About £120 I think we applied for, which covered the cost of having our flag. When we're out and about on activities and that, we can show off who we are with a nice flag. So yeah, so we won't look odd, because the Cubs and the Beavers and the Scouts have all got their flags.